We expect our lawmakers to mirror our beliefs and opinions. That's the beauty of a democracy, when we send people to enact our will. However, some elected lawmakers like to go rogue and do whatever is best for them. Protecting their constituents' interest should be the #1 goal of a lawmaker, but that seems to be a thing of the past. Lawmakers in South Dakota gathered to honor all faiths, and Islam was among them. These are part of the progressives groupthink that wants to believe that, if they call Islam a religion of peace for long enough, that it will magically become one of peaceful nature and less of honor-killing, murder, and terror. Unfortunately, that's not the case, per the Quran's strict instructions. Sadly, those who believe this lie could be woefully uneducated about what Islam requires of its dedicated followers. Islam is spread by the sword, immigration, procreation, and the apathy of Westerners. Muslims exploit our desire to think of ourselves as tolerant. They have brought their religion with them from the countries that they destroyed with it. The sad truth is that history has repeated itself in our century, and we're too worried about our reflection to see that Rome is burning. Sadly, we're the ones passing out the matches to those who consume civilization with the scourge of Islam. One South Dakota senator wasn't standing for it though. According to the Argus leader, Senator Neil Tapio couldn't listen to his fellow elected officials. He asked some tough questions about the freedom of religion that is being abused by Muslims. Senator Neil Tapio, our Watertown, watched as about 50 people representing various religions while they prayed at the Capitol Rotunda Wednesday morning. The faith leaders prayed for tolerance and religious acceptance on what was the legislature's second day in session. Members of the group invited Tapio to join them for a group photo. Tapio, looking uncomfortable, stood with them as cameras clicked and flashed. Then he turned his back to the cameras and began yelling at those around him. "I don't like being called a racist." The former state director for President Donald Trump then launched into a speech he's frequently made before. He stressed the need to ban travel to the United States by Muslim individuals, particularly from Muslim-majority countries where groups have supported Sharia law. "If you don't have the freedom to leave a religion, is there a freedom of religion?" Tapio said. And that's the question we have to ask ourselves as a state. Many don't believe that Islam should be a protected religion for just this reason. No one wants to discourage a person from covering their head or abstaining from eating bacon, if that's what they wish to do. However, the story is entirely different if they put the laws of their religion, which require violence, above the laws of the land. We've seen time and again that Muslims are always Muslim first, and everything else second. That kind of dedication to one's religion is admirable, but since their faith requires them to kill people, then common sense would dictate that it can't fall under our freedom of religion laws, because it goes against our national laws. Murder of any sort must face legal prosecution, therefore it shall not be protected under any sort of religious law. As Tapio stepped away from the group, he told reporters that the Interfaith Day was a political movement. Those on the steps continued to pose for photos, this time without him. Around Tapio, coalition members started singing "America the Beautiful," temporarily muffling Tapio's comments. The faith leaders had prepared for opposition, and comments like Tapio's were the reason they decided to make the trip to Pierre. "The reason we are holding this meeting is because of people who are behaving in ways that are inappropriate," Bishop David Zelmer told a group of 30 people Wednesday morning in a Lutheran church across the street. "We are a people of law, and under our law, we have the right to practice our faith." In weeks prior, U.S. House candidate Chantal Krebs expressed her support for implementing a national registration system similar to one set up after the 9/11 terror attacks. Tapio also supported the registration system, and on Monday called for the creation of a legislative work group to assess the cost of immigration and refugee resettlement in South Dakota. Aiming to generate understanding for different religions and faith groups in South Dakota, dozens drove to the Capitol Wednesday morning. Once there, they met with lawmakers and State House staff. And for the first time, the interfaith group prayed together. "They might not like seeing us here," said Muhammad Sharif, director of the Islamic Center of Sioux Falls. "But we're going to continue to be here. We will keep representing our communities." Tapio finally says what many have thought for years. If the religion itself takes away your freedom, Americans can't condone it or allow it to take away the very freedom we gave it.